So we're down here in the guts of Mary Creek, and every now and then a geologist finds something really quite exciting. And I guess as I was riding along, I was looking down here and seeing layered sedimentary rocks that looked quite interesting, because on my geological map, I should be in the thick package of basalts here, and then there should be a whole bunch of young river deposits, Holocene Quaternary river deposits on the other side of the creek. What I see here is in fact two different types of rocks. I see my gently dipping Silurian sandstones and mudstones, and I see a geological contact with the basalts overlying. So this can be a place where I draw a contact on my map. I'm going to get a strike and dip here, and then I'm going to wander over and have a look at those basalts there and start making progress on my new map. So I got a nice bedding plane here. The beds are striking about 115, and they are dipping about 10 degrees. So pretty gently dipping here. If I look up on that slope just behind me, I can actually see the contact. So I can see this flaggy, weathered, brownish colored mudstone and sandstone, and then I can see a really black colored unit right above it. And there's bits of basaltic rock flowing, standing straight out of the hillslope there. So it's really nice as a geologist when you can go and put your finger on a contact, and right there we can. So it's quite clear that there's the geologic contact here, but there's also something that we can say a sort of a paleotopography, if you'd like. The surface between the basalts where I am here and the Silurian mudstones and sandstones where you are there is at about river level here. The contact sort of slopes down here. But over in this region over there, it's about halfway up the hill. And so there's this undulating kind of topography on the slope. It's going to be a bold line on my map because it's a definitive contact, but it's also going to be sort of meandering its way a little bit around this landscape. Really what it's going to show up as is a thin sliver of this Silurian mudstone and sandstone at the base of the creek that's basically enclosed by these overlying basalts. So I'm going to put my finger on a contact here, and it's really quite clear that we've got the Silurian sequence here, the Melbourne Formation, and then we've got this package of rocks sitting above it. And it's quite clear that some of the rocks in here are basaltic. We've got these nice basalts with vesicular textures and everything else, but when you look a little bit closer, you start finding a lot of these. There's actually a whole bunch of rounded quartz and feldspar pebbles in this deposit, and it's not just stuff that's coming off the slope, it's actually stuff that's embedded right in the unit. And then you see that a lot of the basalt in here is actually these rounded clasts, and so there's actually a sedimentary deposit that at this particular location sits between the Silurian rocks and the basalt that overlies it, and it's really quite fascinating. I think what the geometry probably is that this infills a little bit of a valley, if you'd like, and the relationship between this and the basalt is not entirely clear. It contains basalt in it, so it clearly must be younger than the basalt that is the source region for it. But is there another basalt that's actually younger than this unit that sits on top of it, as could be the case? One thing is clear, it's a geological mystery that I would need to explore in more detail.